I don't know if you guys have taken a look at the schedule yet. So weeks, it's what is this? 3 through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Weeks 3 through 9. So we got the Bills week 3, the Falcons week 4, Saints week 5, Chiefs week 6, Packers week 7, Broncos week 8, who have just gotten much better, and then the Bucks week 9. So we have 7 straight games that are just gonna kill us. The Bills one especially is what gets me. So we have that added 17th game this year, and the Bills happen to be the team that we added on their schedule. So that is unfortunate. I think I had seen somewhere that I think we had the 15th easiest schedule before they added that Bills game, and now we're like 19th or 20th. So it's definitely one of the harder schedules of the league.
I think it's the top 5. I kept seeing everywhere that we were like 4th out of 5.
Top 5?
Like, we're the top 5, like most difficult schedule.
Well, I think that's
I know.
I think that's in
number 1 was like Steelers, Ravens. Sorry, John, go ahead.
No, you're good. I think that's in large part not only because you're playing in a 5-week, 7-week period, you're playing Buffalo, New Orleans, Kansas City, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and Seattle. And then you close out the year with 5 divisional games. So you got a dogfight every single week for the last 5 weeks. So I think that, I mean, they're a good team and they're heading in a great direction, but I wouldn't really get my hopes up too high for. It's hard because the numbers are different now. A 12-5 season or a 13-4 season.
Right.
You know, those are pretty unlikely. Unless it's possible that they shock the world and start like 5-0. Then there's a chance of that. But even still, I mean, even regardless of how good the rest of their division seems to be faring at the end, those games are different when you're playing your divisional opponents. So that's a tough way to end the year. But if they could make it through that and enter the playoffs after a stretch like that, I think they could be a very dangerous playoff team.
Division games become now.
Vegas has us right now at 8. Oh, definitely. Vegas has us at 8 wins. You guys going over that or under that? So, John, I know that you said that 12 is out the window, which I think everyone here would agree.
Yeah.
What do you think? 8. So 8 would be under 500 now. They would be 8 and 9.
I was going back and forth between 9 and 8 and 10 and 7. I think that they exceed expectations in kind of a really, really entertaining fashion. I think there's going to be a lot of great games to watch from them this year. The games that I think they're pretty much out of reach are going to be fairly obvious. KC, Tampa Bay. I don't think they're going to win against Buffalo, but I actually do see them. I see them probably going 4-2 in the division, and maybe an upset here or there. I know it sounds insane, but I just feel it. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually beat Tampa Bay. That's going to be my early pick for the season. I know it's aggressive, but for some reason, I just feel I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
They are coming off a bye before that game. Maybe they get an extra weekend to prepare. I don't see it, but
that usually doesn't work out for us.
Tampa,
no, it doesn't.
Tampa, we face here in Washington, and Kansas City.
Yep.
The month before in Washington, the Saints, Washington. Look at like Ravens, Washington. Some of these scary matchups. Seattle, Washington. Maybe Seattle isn't as scary as we've kind of been used to, but man, this schedule is I don't remember a schedule being this crazy. But you know what comes to mind also is these teams, when they look at Washington on their schedule, it's going to be a completely different feeling, right, for those fans than it's ever been in maybe the last 30 years. Because no one wants to see this team. No one. Especially, not our defense. A question for you guys and anyone out there, Charger fans. Week 1, as things stand now, who wins that game? It's here in Washington. Justin Herbert. We're going to see the first, or not the first, but the second ever battle with hopefully Chase Young and their Rashawn Slater, if he lines up at left tackle in that first game. How do you guys feel that? Like, what? Who do you think's favored in that game?
I think that's probably. I think Washington's going to end up being favored just because they're going to get a couple points for being at home. I think it's going to be one that's going to be even pretty much. Maybe Washington will be favored by like a point. But I think that's maybe the best matchup from week 1. I think it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Man,
I totally ignored your question. I'm not picking.
I might have to go back to FedEx Field, man. That one.
I mean, I think that's probably one where I honestly believe that Washington would win that game, but at the same time, Justin Herbert would acquit himself well enough, even against their defense, where you would continue to just be impressed with what he can do. You know, he might have like a 300-yard game with maybe 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, but it's still only his second year, and it's against a really tough defense on the road. So I could see a few costly mistakes, maybe. And honestly, the Chargers team, they battled injuries a lot, but they're not necessarily as good as they were maybe 2 years ago. So it'll be interesting to see that's another team that's very interesting, because the Chargers they're good, but they're just in a very tough division. So I feel at the end of the year, their record might not reflect how well suited they are to actually contend, because they're never going to make it out of their division.
It'll be nice to see what Justin Herbert's able to do with if Slater pans out and they have an actual O-line in front of him. I think it's going to be exciting to see what Herbert can do.
So BetMGM has Chargers as a slight 1-point favorite over the football team.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're coming across country. That's
right. And we're the playoff team. We made the playoffs last year. They didn't, right?
That's crazy that we made the playoffs.
No.
But
did they have a better record than Washington, though? That's the question.
No, I think they were 6-10. But they also have to play the Chiefs twice a year.
Yeah.
The Broncos were pretty good last year.
Yeah.
And they had a ton of injuries.
The Chargers have won 4 of the previous 5 meetings for whatever that's worth. But they have lost 4 out of 5 at Washington, the last game being in 2013. These are kind of useless stats.
Those head-to-head stats never make any sense. Like they do that on Monday Night Football where they say the Redskins and the Giants, their all-time record. We're talking about games that happened 60 years ago. Why does that matter? Half those guys are dead.
Yeah. Like the Baltimore Ravens are 1 for 6 when it's 2nd and 25 after 8 o'clock. I mean, what does that even mean?
Oh, dude, baseball is the worst about that. He's the first left-handed pitcher to throw that many strikeouts in this stadium, against a divisional opponent. It's like, this is completely meaningless.
Someone's going to be the first eventually,
game.
Man. It's going to happen.
Right. I hate how they just pluck those stats, meaningless stats out of anywhere.
So we're gonna see Rashawn Slater against Chase Young. We're gonna see Jamin Davis, possibly if he's that starting middle linebacker, facing off against a young Justin Herbert. I'm getting excited, man.
Mac and Eckler around.
It's gonna be great. So I think we had John at 9.5 wins. D'Lo, record for next year. How many wins?
What's the over under? You said it's 8?
It was 8.
I'm gonna go 8. They're gonna go 8, 9.
8 and 9.
Yeah. I was extremely hopeful going into the off season, and I think getting a little bit more realistic about
It was
this
really, it was
schedule.
just when this schedule came out. This schedule is
Schedule
brutal.
and hey, that's what these divisional games are going to be so crucial. I mean, because we could be like only having 4 wins, and then we get to that last 5-week stretch and we go like 4-1, and we get like 8 games and we slide into the 6th seed or something like that.
Didn't that happen in 2012? We were 3-6. In 2012, we won the last 7 games in a row, I think, to go 10-6.
Is that Todd
We
Collins?
could do it. That's Todd Collins.
Right? Is
that
There's
it?
Carson
Nah,
Palmer.
that had to have been. I think Todd Collins' year was like 2007 or something.
Oh.
I think
Todd
that was
Col-
the year. I think that was the year that like Sean Alexander was like the MVP, and then Todd Collins was still like 47 years back then. So
Hey, Todd Collins took us to the playoffs, man. And then nothing happened, but Todd
But he
Collins,
survived.
he
His hips
survived.
survived.
All right, so we got to wrap up. Germs, what did you have on the wins?
I'm gonna go with 9 wins, and I'm gonna say we are gonna beat the Chargers week 1, and we are gonna sweep the Eagles and the Giants.
we're gonna sweep the
I like it.
Giants.
We're gonna sweep the Giants.
I would love that. Gotten so much hate from Giants fans over the last couple months.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
With me telling
can
them
see
that
it.
they
So
have
we play 'em-
17 defensive backs.
we play them week 2. It's at home. Should win that, right? We're gonna be fresh coming off of a stomping of the Chargers. We'll be feeling great about ourselves.
Mhm.
And then we don't play them again until week 18.
Week
Last game
18,
of the
yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Could be fighting for a playoff spot or for seeding. We come out, we go up to MetLife.
Look, players are gonna be banged up.
slinging it.
Players are gonna be banged up, but our defense is gonna be holding strong, and we got all this depth in the O line.
I like it.
Hey, we could be
I
like
it. I'm
4.
with Germs. I think we're sweeping the Eagles, sweeping the Giants. That's 4. We're gonna beat the Raiders. We're gonna win 1 against the Cowboys. That's 6. Maybe the Panthers, the Falcons. I'm with John. We're gonna beat the Bucks. That's
Saints
9.
aren't so scary anymore.
And we're gonna beat the Saints. 10. We're going 10-7.
Okay.
I definitely got you
Done.
guys. I got you guys
Bold.
sweeping Dallas definitely, and then splitting the other 2. But you're definitely gonna. I'd be disappointed in you if you didn't beat Vegas. Because I think
We gotta be Vegas.
I think they're gonna have a nightmare year. They have like the hardest schedule ever if you look at it. But yeah, I think look, you're
I gotta see their schedule.
gonna take Denver. I think Atlanta will be a close win. I have them winning week 1 against the Chargers, but I think that Seattle will probably be a loss. Green Bay, Kansas City, New Orleans, and Buffalo. So that's why I was leaning between the 10 and was it now 10-7 and 9-8.